This is Top Accolade Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Ukraine said it has taken back the eastern village of Klishivka in what would be Ukraine's second significant gain in 3 days in its months-long counter-offensive against the Russian army. The village lies on higher ground about 9 kilometers south of Bakhmut and has been the scene of intense fighting for weeks. The breakthrough in Klishivka comes days after Kiev said it had gained control of the tiny nearby village of Andrivka, and as Zelensky prepares for a second wartime visit to the United States, a key ally. Zelensky said that Kiev was preparing new defense solutions for Ukraine and that air defense and artillery are the priority. Without providing details, it began its counter-offensive to clear Russian troops from its territory in June. Alexander Sesky, commander of Ukraine's ground forces, who is also in operational control of the counter-offensive, posted a video of Ukrainian troops displaying the blue and yellow national flag on ruined buildings with the sound of fighting in the background. Klishivka was home to about 400 people before Moscow launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022 and was captured by Russian troops in January of this year. Tehran set a deal with its arch-foe, the United States, for unfreezing Iranian funds worth $6 billion, then swapping 5 detainees. Each would go ahead on Monday after months of talks mediated by Qatar. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson Nasser Kanaani said the funds frozen in South Korea would be in Iran's possession on Monday, which would trigger the swap of 5 US citizens detained in Iran for 5 Iranians held in the US. Under the carefully choreographed deal, the 5 Americans with dual nationality are expected to leave Tehran and head to Qatar's capital, Doha, and then from there fly to the United States, sources previously told pressmen. In return, the 5 Iranians in the US will be released so they can travel to Iran. However, Iranian officials and Iran state news agency have said one of those detainees is expected to remain in the United States. The deal, first made public on August 10th, will remove a major irritant between Washington and Tehran, although the two sides remain deeply at odds over issues ranging from Iran's nuclear ambitions and its influence around the region to US sanctions and America's military presence in the Gulf. The disappearance of Chinese Defense Minister Li Shangfu highlights the opaque and complex nature of the People's Liberation Army (PLA). Diplomats and analysts say pressmen gathered on Friday that Li is under investigation over the corrupt procurement of military equipment during his previous role. 8 other senior officials are also being investigated. His fate has not been officially explained. In the Chinese system, the Minister of National Defense is seen as significantly less powerful than the US Defense Secretary and many international equivalents. The position is essentially a diplomatic and ceremonial role without a direct command function. Even so, Li is among the 6 military officials under Commander-in-Chief and President Xi Jinping on the Core Central Military Commission (CMC) and is one of 5 state councillors, a post outranking a regular cabinet minister. An aerospace engineer who worked in China's satellite program, Li was seen as a technocrat who helped implement Xi's modernization vision for the PLA. Military attaches and analysts say the PLA is the armed wing of the ruling Communist Party and, according to the Pentagon's annual report on China's military, quote, does not directly serve the state but is rather under the direct control of the party. British opposition leader Keir Starmer has promised to improve the country's trading relationship with the European Union in 2025 if his Labour Party wins the next election. Starmer told the Financial Times he would seek closer ties with the bloc when the partnership comes up for review in 2025, but reiterated that he did not want to take Britain back into the single market or customs union. Instead, Labour would seek to improve the 2021 Trade and Cooperation Agreement (TCA) struck by former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. The FT says Starmer talked about wanting closer ties in areas such as security, innovation, and research. Labour has long said it wants better relations with the EU, including a deal that would cut the need for checks and paperwork for animals and some foods, plus closer ties in professional and financial services. But the party says it will not renegotiate the TCA, only improve it. The Bank of England has said Brexit has reduced the capacity of Britain's economy to grow, weighing on investment and productivity. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has asked Tesla CEO Elon Musk to build a Tesla factory in Turkey. Erdogan asked Musk during a meeting at Turkish House, a skyscraper near the United Nations in New York, the Turkish news agency said on the social media platform X on Sunday. Erdogan is in the United States to attend the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Tesla and the Turkish embassy in Washington, D.C. did not immediately respond to requests for comment from pressmen. Musk is also set to meet Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in California on Monday. Musk posted on X that their talks would focus on artificial intelligence technology. Tesla, in August, expressed an interest in building a factory in India that would produce a low-cost electric vehicle (EV). Tesla currently has 6 factories and is building a 7th in Mexico's northern Nuevo Leon state, part of the electric car maker's push to expand its global footprint. Musk said in May that the automaker would probably pick a location for a new factory by the end of this year. That is the size of top accolade global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy New Week!